Welcome to the Insight series on personal well-being. Our question for this week is, what are the Big 10 wellness pursuits? Number 10. What are the Big 10 wellness pursuits? First of which is physical activity. And that includes three important dimensions, one of which is cardiopulmonary health and how that physical activity leads to our cardiopulmonary function and functionality. The second area is one of flexibility and range of motion. And the third area is the issue of how we in fact develop our strength and use resistance training to do so. So physical activity is the first of the Big 10. The second is tobacco use, and that involves both smoking and smokeless tobacco. And at one time, 65% of adult Americans smoked. It's now closer to 14%, but that's still a significant number of people that are involved in that specific activity. The third area is nutrition. And nutrition essentially deals with what we eat, how much we eat, when we eat, why we eat. It usually requires a significant effort, and eating healthy requires that we intentionally make choices about the uptake of nutrients, vitamins, trace elements that we consume for good health. The fourth area of the Big 10 is heart health, and that usually includes cholesterol levels, the various fractionations of cholesterol, as well as blood pressure, and it also includes many of the other Big 10, which are also related to cardiovascular health. Weight management is the fifth of the 10, and that involves our ability to handle many of the other Big 10 issues like nutrition and physical activity that contribute to the management or lack of management of our weight. We also have people that are underweight, fewer of those than are overweight. About 2/3 of Americans tend to be either overweight or obese by clinical standards. The sixth area is stress management, and that involves the issue of how much chronic excess stress we encounter in life, and then our sense of anxiety and depression, and how that responds to the stress that we experience. The next area is medical self-care, and that's where we are looking for physician-derived sources of information that allow us to actually make better decisions about many of the self-limiting medical symptoms that we frequently have. The National Center for Health Statistics has reported through the National Health Survey that the average American over the age of 18 experiences 2 personal medical symptom events per month. So that's 24 a year. And that's where we are using physician-derived information to help us decide whether to use an emergency room, urgent care clinic, whether to stay home and not go to work, whether to go to work and take something to cover the symptoms. Those are all choices that we all make. The next area is low back pain prevention, and that happens to be the issues which deal with and include lifting techniques, back muscle strength, abdominal wall muscle strength, sleep positioning, stretching, and warm-up exercises. So a variety of areas in that specific one of the Big 10 wellness pursuits. Next area is financial wellness, and financial wellness essentially includes understanding our employee benefits, being able to make wise choices about things like home buying, retirement planning, purchasing of cars, use of credit, education funding, and issues around emergency funds and maintaining those against a time when we might not be able to work. The last one is pandemic prep, and that just essentially deals with taking action to strengthen your immune system response and its capability to protect you, but also looking at what would happen if there was another pandemic and how would we avoid infection, particularly to viral agents that are involved in respiratory illness. So these are the Big 10, and in summary, they represent an excellent starting place for examining and improving your own wellness lifestyle. For more information on this topic, please put these terms into your web browser search engine. You can put each of the Big 10 items or pursuits in by itself. You can also add dimensions of wellness or well-being. You can also add the search string components of wellness or well-being. Next week, we will address the question more about the Big 10 wellness pursuits, physical activity. We encourage you to live well, live wise, live long.